So what is real will inevitably replace your attempt to disregard it. God is still omnipotent. What is true about the real you is still omnipotent. And so when you bring the slightest willingness to connecting with it, you are bound to experience the breakthrough. But you must persist. And I don't care whether it takes 12 years of persistence.
But in the meantime, will the joining be successful if I just let myself feel it? If I just, because I seem to move into a body space?
It is the beginning for you. It is where to work. I mean by that, it is where to let it happen. I just want you to know that words are available. I want you to not forget that, because you're not handicapped.
No, but I am not.
You're not just able to feel, and I want you to know that, so that you won't say, well, I'm glad I can feel at least, and I won't worry about the rest.
Because I feel guilty about that too, about not letting it in.
You can't help but feel guilty about everything when you are not experiencing union.
Yeah, I sure want that.
What you're afraid of is that you're going to experience love.
Yeah. I am.
Wretch that you are. Who doesn't deserve it and can probably give me 1,000 reasons why. And yet, you and everyone else yearns for it.
More than anything, I think.
Well, there you are at the bottom of your barrel. It feels like hell, doesn't it? It's so wonderful. I can't convey this strongly enough, that what you call the bottom of the barrel is the threshold of waking up, because you just feel your need. And what you need is not to be separate from the Father. What you need is not to feel guilty. When you get to the bottom of the barrel, you know why it feels so bad? Because you're defenseless and you can't ignore your need. And of course, someone who's in charge of things experiences no need, does she? She got things in shape, got things under control. And all of that covers up your need. But the need doesn't go away. Don't avoid experiencing your need. Oh, that's just ego stuff? Bullshit. Wants are ego stuff, but you need love. You need love. Every single one of you. And if you don't acknowledge that and feel it, you won't go through the breakdown of your capacity to be in charge and lose control and discover that you had been supported all along by the underlying everlasting arms of love, the Father's love, and you didn't need to be in charge of anything. I want all of you to know that you have so many of the awakened brotherhood on your side, rooting for you, cheering for you, supporting you without doing what they can't do, which is make you change your mind. The love is active, that embraces you. And that's another reason that it's inevitable that the connection will occur. We also are aware of your threshold of tolerance and will not overwhelm you with love. The love we bring to you will always be perfect and recognizable to you. And so you don't need to be afraid that it will drive you into the insane asylum.
I'm scared. I'm real scared.
Everyone is, even though most everyone is sitting looking pretty good.
I'm really scared. I'm really scared. I can just feel like I'm going to disappear.
That's what Paul is afraid of too. If he lets me respond to everything, what will happen to him? Nothing will happen to either one of you. Except, and he doesn't believe this either, you'll be free of guilt, and you'll be free of false responsibility, and you'll be free of distress. You'll be happy. You will be truly, truly happy, because there won't be anything to assail the happiness. So, invite it, let it in. If it starts with a feel, let it come as a feel. And don't be afraid that you will be overwhelmed. Underneath the fear is a part of you that already knows it's waiting to say, thank you when it comes. This is me. This is the way it really is. I am so happy. That's there in you, even in the middle of your insanity. So you just got to keep inviting it, not forcing it, an invitation. Be attractive, you see, rather than unattractive. Love will find a way to register with you as love without driving you crazy in the process. I promise you. But you're going to have to risk the chance that it's true. Everyone has to dare to risk the chance that there is a God. And there's no way I can tell you that you can get to the realization without engaging the risk.
I'll do it if Paul does it.
It won't work. Paul will not do it until he'll do it. And maybe he needs you to make it worth it for him. But that won't work either. So, it's an important question that we have talked about. I just don't want you to forget that shifting back into your sanity, coming home, will unavoidably feel risky to the ego that you're letting go of in the process. As I've said before, you've got to put your life on the line. Put in wonderful words that don't quite convey the meaning that I've just said. You've got to lay your life on the altar. You know, you've heard of the altar that's right in the center of you. Well, it has a really nice feel to say, to lay your life on the altar. But when I say you've got to lay your life on the line, that's what it really means. Now, are you glad Paul, at this moment anyway, is laying his life on the line?
Incredibly.
And you know what? He's not feeling any guilt even though he's not awake. No one is saying to him, you're not doing well enough. You could be doing better because you really are one of the brotherhood. There's no one laying guilt trips on him. And even if everyone wishes that he would just go ahead and do it so they could see what it's like, he's not being punished for not doing it. You get what I'm saying? And so, if you're not hearing words yet, if you're not experiencing even as much as Paul seems to be experiencing, it's okay. Just persist. All of you, just persist. Because it's inevitable. When guilt is gone, fear will be gone too.
Is that the same thing? Is that the same thing, guilt and fear?
They are brothers. But they're not identical.
Thank you.
Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. This is not impossible, what I've been speaking of. It's inevitable. It's ordained.
It can't happen soon enough.
That's true.
Because it's getting really hard. to do it alone. It's getting almost impossible.
This is true also, not just for you. Thank God it's getting too hard to do all by yourself.
But I have another question.
You know, you might say that what I'm teaching is how to fail into the kingdom of heaven.
But not hearing is failing.
Who said?
That's what you said.
I did not.
That's what I heard.
Not hearing is not hearing.
Not hearing.
Feeling is feeling. And you start where you are, with what you are experiencing. And you value it, and you invite it more and more. And you let the experience and the familiarity with the experience cause you to be more trusting and more in your peace, and the hearing will come. But love will always find a way to connect with you in terms that are perfect for you at the moment, no matter what your apparent incapacities are.
I'm going to trust you on that.
That's a good idea, because it's true. We're going to take a break. Okay, hands. The gentleman, yes.
Thank you, Raj. I hope I don't take up too much time with this, but I have several questions. My first one has to deal with Marin's sister-in-law was killed in an accident a few weeks ago. And we had a memorial, and everybody's talking about why it happened, how it happened. You know, it's just so impossible that it could happen. And sometimes the only solution I can come with is just like she was just drawn into these trees with this magnet, because there was no real apparent reason why she should have drove off the road. And I'm just wondering, is there anything that we can do? Like if you had a premonition the night before, because people have talked about that, if you said a prayer, if you got enough energy built up that you could prevent such a thing, or is there no preventing this type of thing?
Just a moment. Just a moment. You cannot make someone live, no matter how kindly you phrase the idea, any more than you can make someone happy. There is no way for you to be in control of someone else's experience. You're already trying to be in control of yours and not doing too well.
Well,
Not just you. Each one of you is, as you have heard, choosing your own experiences. And nothing happens to you that you haven't chosen. No outside world, no other egos, no other individualities are making anything happen in your life. I say each one of you is choosing your experiences. And the reason you're having experiences that don't reflect the love of God, the harmony of the kingdom of heaven, and so on, is because you are choosing your experiences instead of yielding to what the Father is being as you in your life. Now, if you get this point, it's empowering. I'm going to use the words self-empowering. Because if you really get it, that your experience of the kingdom of heaven is caused to look like something other than the kingdom of heaven because of what you personally choose, then you can do something about it. As long as you think fate or chance or someone else's behavior or the weather causes your life to be the way it is, then you are forever helpless to have it be any other way than the way it happens. Paul wants there to be more for me to say than this, but that is the end of my answer. You may continue.
Well, I pretty much answered a couple other ones too, but as it concerns Nick's health, is there anything that Maren and I, either one of us or Maren, can do to influence, or that we should change to our approach as to how he becomes healthier? I mean, it's getting harder and harder to see him struggle with this sickness that he has. I mean, I know that's selfish, but at the same time, you know, if there is something that we're missing, that we're not hearing, that, you know, we need to say, stop here, or keep going, or not do anything.
This we need to talk about privately. If you will ask Maren, or if you wish to call sometime toward the end of the week.
Okay. And my last question is, it seems as though, you know, I was trying to define my worth as before, and as I do that, I was explaining to somebody else, I'm having more and more free time to meditate as a result of that. And so I'm meditating more and more, and as I meditate more and more, I get more and more angry, and I feel more and more mistrust and anguish, and all of this stuff starting to surface when I'm feeling that, my gosh, I'm meditating more, I should be feeling better. and yet I'm feeling more angry. And I don't know, is this just what's happening is pushing me into the corner again, or am I just really missing the boat as to where I'm supposed to be going?
Don't get hung up on the anger while you're meditating. When you are aware of it arising, don't focus on it, not in the meditation. Treat it like a thought that comes to you that you say, oh, I'll deal with that later, and get back to the focus of your meditation. For purposes of the meditation, the arising of anger can't be depended upon to be valid any more than any important thought that comes to you that says it needs to be attended to now. Don't let the meditation be distracted by even the upwelling of anger. This will help you to follow through into a centered place. Then end the meditation, but stay in the centered place. And desire to know what the meaning is around the anger. If you're in a centered place, you will not be experiencing emotion, emotional reaction or anger, any more than you experience fear when you have become centered through meditation. And it's then, in that centered place, that you can inquire or be curious to know what is the meaning of this anger. And don't assume that it will have a focus that you expect, because it may be that in the listening you will find out that there is love underneath it that has been bottled up. And it's the love that needs to be allowed to come forth rather than becoming involved in being angry. So I'm saying don't assume anything about it when you inquire as to the meaning of this anger that you're experiencing.
Okay. And she was talking earlier about not hearing the voices. It seems as though the only time I do hear what I would think is a voice is after a process. For me, it's the extension or the extended period of really long periods of deep breathing, like 45 minutes to an hour at least, to the point where I can actually have my body feel good. The same way I would feel as if I was running or doing the yoga on a regular basis, that type of thing. And so is that a process that I should focus on to stay with that, or because I just don't get there by just being in a quiet place?
That is fine.
Okay.
Whatever works. And you will find it will take less and less process as you have more and more dialogue, if I may put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But you start with what works.
Okay. And the one words that I've been hearing, the running, is that an ego thing, or is that?
You've been hearing what?
To run, to literally run. And not away from something, but to go back to being more physical in my day-to-day instead of being more sedentary.
I'm going to encourage you to ask why and listen for the answer to that.
Okay. That's good. Thank you.
You see, if you have listened and something has been said, that's the beginning of a conversation. Don't go do something else. Continue the conversation by saying why.
Okay, I guess that's what I don't. I don't converse. I just listen.
Yes. Well, this is an opportunity to be in communion with